Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Level Up Tactical here today to talk to you a little bit about home defense and home invasions. In the news lately and on social media, I've read a lot about some home invasions that have happened across the country. Some of them where, a legal firearms owner was able to defend themselves, and there's a couple that unfortunately the home invader got the better of the homeowner. And it's very sad. It's a sad thing that we have to even read about these types of things, where these types of things even happen in society now. As a NRA instructor and as a home defense person who's very into home defense, I have to say that it's something that every homeowner, especially if you have children or elderly in the home, should be considering, because this is something that you need to think about. Okay. We are living in an age where technology can be your friend, can be an asset to you for home defense and finding out, who's in your area, what's going on. Over the last, I would say 4 months, there have been a number of door knock perpetrators. I don't know what the exact phrase is on it, but basically guys that walk around, they say they're with the electric company or solar company, they knock on the door, they look in the house, and then they're basically scoping out your house. And you can always tell because they're legit solar people. They always come around, they have ID tags, they have business cards, stuff like that. And they just know what they're talking about. Sometimes these guys walk around and you can see them, they're kind of peering into the door, looking into your garage. I mean, there's no reason for that if you're here to sell something. But what I was getting at with technology is that you can go on Amazon and you can find for like 88 bucks or 100, no, I'm sorry, it's 60 some dollars each, or two of them for like 140 bucks or something like that. These two cameras, they look like the Ring doorbell, and a Ring doorbell is like $99. I mean, that's a great front door video thing. But you can do a whole system for about $300 or $400. You can get two 180-degree cameras and a doorbell, and wire it all into your home. A lot of it's wireless, so all you got to do is run power, which is very simple. Some of these are even solar. I know Ring has an option where the cameras are actually solar, and they go through your wireless network. You can see who's at the door. They record to the cloud. Obviously the one downfall in these types of systems is if somebody cuts the internet wire outside of your house, then it is what it is there. Now, if you had a hardwired system into the home where it records to a DVR, they are going to get into the home. They're probably going to steal some stuff, but at least you'll have them on video, especially if the DVR is hidden. But the technology can help you in these types of situations. Okay, if there was a video I posted on the Level Up Tactical page about a month or two ago about home invasions, and it really had to do more with the magazine ban and limitations on rounds and firearms. But it did give a great insight as to home invasions. In the video, the guy was knocking on the door. They drove by, they picked out a house and knocked on a door, and it was aggressive. And the father of the home was able to get his firearm. He defended his home, but unfortunately, due to some restrictions on the firearm laws, him and his family succumbed to the intruders. But it gave you a good insight, is what I'm getting at, on the mechanics of the home invasion. Okay, the guy bangs on the door. The homeowner went to go see who it was. In this particular case, they reacted by getting their firearm. Well, what happens if you don't have one, right? If you don't believe in firearms, and it's not something that you feel comfortable with, what do you do if somebody's banging at the door and they want to get in the house? They want to harm you and your family. At this point, your only option is to call the police, right? You dial 911. There's somebody at the door. Now, in most cases, in the best case scenario, you have a 5-minute turnaround between the time that you make the call and the police officer arrives at your home. Hopefully that's enough time by you saying they're going to call the cops, whatever. Maybe the perpetrator's going to leave. In some cases, I want to say in most cases, that person now escalates his agenda and wants to get in the house quicker and hurt you. Now they're mad that you're putting a wrench into their plan, right? So what do? You still got 5 minutes to figure out what you're going to do. Now, some people will say, well, I have a bat or whatever. That's fine, but you have to train. You have to be proficient in defense of your home and yourself and your loved ones. I'm not going to say that having a firearm is the end-all be-all to home security, because it's definitely not. You can have a firearm, not know how to use it, brandish it when they come in the door, and the guy can take it from you because you're afraid to shoot him. So just having one is not going to be the solution either. You have to be trained. Now, if you decide that you know, taking martial arts or hand-to-hand combat is going to be your way to go, or if you want to learn how to use you know, wood weapons or whatever it may be in self-defense, then I would urge you to take a class and learn something. Okay, just holding it in your hand is not going to be it. Okay, I can give you some insight as far as the firearms training. Is the 7-second rule. So basically, from the time I yell go, if somebody can run and touch you within 7 seconds, they're pretty much, you know, that. I mean, it's simplified. I'm simplifying it for the video here, but that's a good indicator if your reaction time is fast enough or not. And in most cases, I would say in 95% of the time when you run this drill, the person, the firearm holder, gets touched. They get tapped, or they fail. Okay, because the reaction time is not there, or they can't react under stress. So it's important to train. You know, going to a karate class, a judo class, an MMA class, that's great, but you need to be able to react. Okay, you can't just go run the drills, do the kata, run this and that, maybe do some light sparring and think that it's going to be good enough for you. You got to remember, your family is depending on you for home defense. They're depending on you to protect them. Okay, and it's similar. You know, it's the same kind of mindset when you're talking about protecting your children when they're in school. You obviously want to make sure that the schools are safe, just like you want to make sure your home is safe. Okay, now if you're going to use a firearm for home defense, you need to be able to train in the home with it. You're obviously not going to cap off rounds in the house. I mean, that's, first off, it's probably against the law where you live, and two, it's just not very safe. Okay, I don't urge that at all. Don't do it. But what you can, there are training systems out there that allow you to simulate racks, simulate shot placement with lasers and reaction items and stuff like that, using either dummy or toy items, not toy, but dummy or simulator firearms. Or there's even systems which I like very much. There's two systems I like a lot. One is called Laser Light, which I will be showcasing in about a week or two. I'm just compiling some information on it. It allows you to use your firearm or a simulator to worry about first shot placement. So you can basically draw, pull, and you'll be able to see where your shots land. Your first shot will land. Okay. There's also systems where you can use, actually the Laser Light system has different components to it, and they do look a little bit like toys, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, you can place them around the room and you can have reaction where you can be like, boom, that one lit up, shoot that one, shoot that one, shoot that one. There's another system called Cool Fire Trainer, which I will be showcasing, which is really looking like it's going to be my favorite training tool for home defense in general. Where you actually use your standard firearm, you replace out some components so it does not become, it basically becomes an air piston. You cannot fire any rounds through it, but you're using your regular firearm, so you have that memory, muscle memory of the grip and then trigger, shot follow-up, and the recoil and stuff like that. And I am going to do a very in-depth review on that once I get that together. But that's a great way to train. You can walk your home, you can set up the laser targets, you can acquire your targets, boom, 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 see where you're doing. So you can train in the home to be able to protect your home, okay? I'll go in a lot more detail on another video. I'll actually probably do a YouTube video on that instead of a short 10-minute video here. But in any case, the summary of this video here is this. If you're gonna have a home, you're gonna have a family, you wanna make sure you'll be able to protect your family, you can't just say, I'm going to use this bat. You can't just say, I'm going to have this stun gun. You can't just say, I'm going to use this knife, because in this stressful situation, when it comes down to it, are you going to be able to react? You have to be able to train. You have to be able to work for it, okay? If you have a firearm, I urge you to take an NRA home defense class. There are tons of them out there. It's definitely worthwhile. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, those videos are coming up. Check us out on my Facebook page at facebook.com/leveluptactical. Check us out on YouTube, and subscribe to all the social media accounts. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.